Hello guys, I'm Siobhan, and I'm unlucky. Before I tell you more, please like and subscribe to MSA. I was born to a single mother who worked tirelessly to make ends meet, and believe me, they were rarely met. But even though we were always drowning under a pile of bills, my mom was weirdly positive, and she raised me to be the same. But I was just built differently. But Faye scored less than I did, and her parents got her an iPhone. Why am I getting this rusty old model? Because that's what we can afford. And these phones update with a new model every month. What's the point of wasting money on something that won't even last that long? I tried to understand what Mom was saying, but it didn't make any sense to me. I felt I was prettier and smarter than most girls my age. I got good grades and never got into trouble, so why couldn't I have expensive things? It didn't seem fair. As time went on, I realized that to live comfortably, you needed money. Lots of it. And constantly compared my life with kids around me, especially my best friend Faye. What's the big deal? These two look exactly the same. But this fabric is so sticky and weird. This one, however, makes my eyes pop. Just admit it. You can't wear this because it's cheap. Okay, fine. But what's so bad about wanting better things? And it's not like I'm gonna buy this. Not everyone is lucky enough to be born with money. I'll never understand why you're so obsessed with money. You could be the richest person on the planet, but if you're not a good person, no one is gonna stick around. You can say that because you are rich. And when I grow older, I will marry someone rich, and then I'll never have to think about money either. Not funny. Anyway, stop making that sad face. I'm buying this for you, but you have to treat me to some of your mom's fruit custard later, okay? I loved Faye. We'd been together since kindergarten, and even though she was richer than I was, she never treated me any differently. She even had an older brother, Freddie, who I always thought had a little crush on me. Every time I would visit Faye, Freddie would start running around me doing silly things.
So, Siobhan, are you into music?
A little.
Awesome!
Freddie ran outside and came back with a small Casio. He started playing, and it was like someone had murdered my eardrums. It was horrible.
So, what do you think?
It was awfully amazing. This is so good. People don't deserve to hear this. I mean, it's so good, it won't be fair to other musical genres, right? You should keep this beautiful talent hidden. You know what I mean?
I guess.
So, yeah, Freddie was a bit slow, but he was sweet, and when he asked me out for prom, I couldn't break his heart. He was Faye's brother, and she'd always been so nice to me. This was the least I could do, but prom was right around the corner, and I had nothing to wear. I asked Mom to get me a new dress, but as always, we were out of money, so she offered to give me her old dress. The sleeves are so old, and the train's full of stains. Can we just buy a new one, please? You already know my answer. But it's prom. Everyone will be dressed in beautiful gowns and dresses. I don't want to stand out like a sore thumb in this ugly gown. The hurt look on my mom's face instantly made me regret my words. But before I could apologize, she got on a phone call and left. I wanted to do something nice for her, so I used up all my money to get her a bouquet and even bought myself a new prom dress. On the night of the prom, I looked like a total vision. And when Freddie came to pick me up, he was blown away. He couldn't stop complimenting me. And we were on the dance floor when he took a gold bracelet out of his pocket.
I saw this, and I was instantly reminded of you.
Freddie, it's beautiful, but I can't accept it.
Why not? I even got it engraved for you. I've always thought you and I have had a connection. In fact, there's something I want.
Did you hear that?
What?
Someone's calling my name. I'll be right back.
But
And I just ran away before Freddie could say another word. I knew he was gonna confess his feelings for me, and I had no plans of saying yes. I was catching my breath next to the washroom when this guy from my class, Hank, approached me.
Hey there, pretty face. What are you doing standing alone like this?
Waiting for my date, actually.
You mean the guy you were dancing with? I saw you two, and trust me, there was no spark. You deserve someone who knows how to treat you well. Someone like me. So what do you say we ditch this dumb prom and go somewhere better?
I thought about it. I couldn't go back to Freddie after blowing up his proposal in his face, so I dropped him a text saying I wasn't feeling well and left with Hank. He took me to this mad party at some mansion outside the city, and it really helped me take my mind off things. I thought I'd talk to Faye the next morning, but when I got back home, I saw her sitting on the porch. Faye, I can explain. Explain what? That you ditched my brother for that shady Hank? Freddie and I saw you leave with him, so don't you dare lie to me. Yes, I went with Hank, but Freddie was about to confess his feelings for for me, and I panicked. He caught me off guard. Oh, please, you've always known that Freddie likes you. You ditched him because Hank is richer than us, right? That's what you really think? What else am I supposed to think? You've always been immature and materialistic, but at least you had a good heart. But tonight, you just crossed a whole new line. Don't you ever talk to me again. Faye, please. But Faye was already on her way out. Over the next few days, I dropped her a million texts, but she never responded. A week later, during graduation, when I tried talking to her, she totally shut me down. I get that she was upset, but she made me the bad guy for not loving someone the way they love me, and that wasn't fair. So as much as I missed Faye, I decided to take a step back, and over time, we grew apart. She left for college, and I picked up a job as a concierge at the fanciest hotel in town. Working at the hotel, I met all kinds of rich people, and some of them even became my friends. But my favorite was Jenny. Her dad was a rich industrialist, and she studied at Harvard. And whenever she visited home with friends, she asked me to come along too. You won't believe what Dad did to me. I asked him to take me skiing to the Swiss Alps, and he refused because he wants to take his mistress to Bora Bora. The last time I was there, this bee stung me, and I had to be in the hospital for a whole week. They didn't even have caviar there, and I had to eat hospital food. Can you imagine? At least you're going on vacation. My mom's getting married in Paris next week, so now I have to plan my outfits, makeup, hair, everything, and I have no time. So unfair. Ugh, get a grip, you two. There are more important things in life than vacations and dresses. Easy for you to say. Your life is perfect. You're in the best school in the country, and your dad just acquired his 100th company. Yeah, whatever. Just quit crying. You've bored Siobhan to death. At first, it felt nice to be part of Jenny's circle, but the more I hung out with them, the worse I felt about my situation. Like this one time, someone from the group wanted to try food at this expensive place. I didn't have the money to pitch in, so Jenny chipped in on my behalf. Another time, the girls wanted to go to Korea for shopping. I thought it was a joke, so I agreed. But they were serious. I couldn't even afford to pay for tickets. But Jenny made sure I didn't have to worry about that. I felt like a charity case around them. So one day, when Jenny suggested we go shopping, I decided not to go. But why? Is it about money? You know I can always cover up for you. I know, and I'm really thankful for that, but I don't want your friends to think I'm taking advantage of you. Okay, firstly, those girls are not my friends. Yeah, we hang out, but they don't know the first thing about being smart. I'd rather be with someone who values hard work, like you. You really mean it? Of course I do. Now can you come, please? I'll get you something nice. Jenny reminded me of Faye a lot, and as time passed, we only got closer. Then one day, Jenny was working with her dad on some important project. She knew I was good with numbers, so she asked for my help. I was sorting out some paperwork when I saw these documents that didn't make sense mathematically. Who made these papers? My accountant. Why? I think he's trying to scam you. Jenny took the papers from my hand, and when she saw that I was right, she was furious. The accountant was called in, and he confessed to transferring money to Jenny's stepmom's account overseas. He was fired, the stepmom was thrown out of the house. It was a huge mess. I thought Jenny would hold me responsible for breaking up her family, but instead, she offered me a job as her personal manager. I was making triple the amount I was making at the hotel, and I was really happy. But when I told Mom, she didn't look too happy. I think you should go to college, Siobhan. You're a smart girl, and you're wasting your life. I'm doing this for us, Mom. I want to make more money so you and I can finally live the life we deserve. But I'm happy with where we are. I don't want anything more. But I do. I don't want to go to college. I don't have 3 years to waste on education, then wait for a job, and then wait to finally get rich. I want to get rich now. Money isn't everything, Siobhan. When will you realize that? Mom tried her best to persuade me, but my mind was set, and a week later, I started my new job. Working with Jenny was like a dream come true. She was constantly getting invited to global events, and I got to travel the world with her. Soon after, Jenny joined her dad full-time and gave me an office right next to hers. Life was finally getting better, until one day, I was in my office when this cute millionaire, Carl, knocked on my door asking for Jenny. She wasn't around, so I asked him to wait in my office. We got talking, and he ended up inviting me to this fundraiser, but I had nothing to wear, so I begged Jenny to help me, and she gave me the keys to her closet. I was trying on a dress when my eyes fell on this gorgeous diamond necklace. I tried it on, and I'd never looked so pretty in my entire life. I really wanted to wear it, but I wasn't sure sure if Jenny would be okay with it. Since she wouldn't be back until the next morning, I figured I could just put it back before she found out. I really wanted to make a good impression on Carl, so I gave in to my temptation and wore the necklace. That evening, I outshone everyone. Even Carl couldn't resist showing me off. I was pretty sure he was gonna ask me out on a second date until I heard him talking to his friends.
So, who's the new catch? She looks expensive.
She's just a secretary. I actually want to get to know her boss, Jenny. She's the real catch. I figured if I got close enough to the secretary, she would introduce me to Jenny at some point, and then I'll make my move.
You're such a brat.
Yeah, Carl. What a brat. Carl turned around to look at me in shock. I thought you were a nice guy, Carl, but you're a greedy little pig.
Please spare me the dramatics. It's not like you came with me out of the goodness of your heart. You thought I was rich, so you tagged along. Just like I saw an opportunity, so I did what I had to.
Oh, sweet. So you won't mind if I do what I have to. And I splashed my drink in his face and walked away. What a moron. I was so angry. I kept walking till I realized I no longer recognized the street. I turned around to leave when suddenly 2 men jumped out of nowhere and blocked my way. I panicked and ran, but they were too fast. One of them pushed me, and the other snatched the necklace from my neck and ran away. I screamed and howled, but no one came to my rescue. I thought of going to the police and complaining, but then Jenny would find out that I'd taken the necklace without her permission, and I couldn't go to her place either. I somehow made my way back home, and when I saw Mom, I immediately broke down and told her everything. I'm so sorry, Mom. You kept showing me the right way, and I kept ignoring you, and now I've landed all of us in this mess. I'm just glad you're okay, Siobhan, and don't worry about that necklace. I'm sure we can work something out. My mom calmed me down, and the next day we went to the bank and took out a huge loan against our house. Luckily, I managed to replace the necklace and dress without Jenny knowing anything, and then I just put my resignation down. Jenny was a bit shocked, but I told her I'd gotten into a good college and wanted to continue my education. And soon after, Mom and I left town. Years passed, and my life went from bad to worse. I did waitressing in the morning, babysitting in the evening, and even taught at a local school. Even Mom picked up 2 shifts at work, but we still couldn't make enough money to repay the loan. Every night, I would sit in my room and think how I'd wasted the best years of my life running after money. Even if I didn't have much back then, my life was simpler, and I had people who loved me. Then one day, I was working at the cafe when I saw Jenny and all my old friends at one of the tables. Siobhan? Oh my God, is that you? How have you been? I wanted to say something, but all I could do was cry. Jenny sat me down, and I just spat out everything. That's why you quit your job? That necklace was a knockoff, Siobhan. It hardly cost $200. What? Why would you keep a knockoff? You're rich. Aren't rich people supposed to wear only original stuff? Who made that rule? Being rich doesn't mean I'd waste money on flashy things like jewelry. You should have told me the truth. You think I don't know that? God, I feel like such an idiot. I just wanted to look rich for one night, and it cost me my entire life. God, how will I face Mom now? Will it help if I come along? Jenny and I told Mom everything, and while she was angry for a long time, she eventually forgave me. Jenny even gave me back the necklace, and I sold it off to pay the loan. With the rest of the money, Mom and I rented a small apartment in the city, and I started preparing for college again. On my first day, I was running around the place searching for my class when I barged right into this tall boy. He turned around, and I was shocked to see it was Freddie. He smiled at me, and I knew it was time to fix my mistakes.